Hello, beloved saints and sons and daughters of the Almighty. Thank you so much for listening. So, I have a question today. The question is, why aren't we being healed? Why isn't there healing happening? Why aren't prayers being answered in general? And I'm going to try to answer that just in this short video. I have a whole video. It's actually my first video. It's 22 steps to healing, and it's only 30 minutes. And so it's our very first video, so you have to scroll down to the bottom. But it answers that question a little bit better. But here's some quick answers for you. James 5:16 says, "Just confess your faults to one another, pray for one another, so that you may be heard. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much." Okay, so you see the word fervent means passionate or compassionate. So this word is used several times. Yeshua had compassion on the people, and then he prayed for them and they were healed. When they were hungry, he had compassion on them and he prayed, and then he was able to feed 5,000 people. So with only a few loaves of bread and some fish. So this compassion, this heart of compassion is really what helps facilitate this prayer to be answered. Yahweh is looking not for a dry prayer, but a heartfelt prayer that's really coming from the heart. Those prayers get answered. They get answered. And so this is praying in the Spirit. The Spirit is this compassion and love. That's what comes from Yahweh. And so this is how you can get prayers answered. And so when you have this deep, and also the word effectual means great desire for healing. So the prayer of a righteous man availeth much. The effectual, fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. So this effectual means great desire, great compassion, and you need to be righteous. So you need to be keeping the commandments. And then he will help facilitate this healing. So it's a combination of a few things. So you want to have compassion on the person you're praying for. You want to have great desire for it to happen in your heart. And you've got to be keeping the commandments. And this will help you facilitate that healing. It'll come like a freight train. The healing will come quickly. Okay, so I believe when we have this deep concern and love and compassion, we truly desire for healing, then Yah will answer that prayer because it's coming with that. So James was the brother of Yeshua. He was very wise, and he's the one who wrote that. And I find that a great verse. That's James 5:16. Sorry, there's only one book of James. All right, 1 John 3:21. Anything we ask, we receive when we keep his commandments and do what's pleasing. So if we're keeping his commandments and we're doing what's pleasing, which is being blessings to others, helping the less fortunate, being always good, loving our enemies and praying for them, this is when he answers our prayers. And there's no lies in the scripture, so he will answer. We have to have the faith that he will. If we're doing our part, he will do his part. And I've seen it happen many times. So, and then, so every time Yeshua saw a sick person, he had compassion on him. This word compassion is used several times. And it is this heartfelt prayer of compassion and walking righteously that allows these things to happen. So we have to have true compassion. Now, Daniel prayed, and he humbled himself greatly and mourned and prayed for 3 weeks. And he ate no delicacies, and he ate no fine foods and wine, and he humbled himself greatly and put no oil on his skin when he was dry. And so he got his answered prayer 3 weeks later. So sometimes it doesn't happen right away, these prayers to answer. And Daniel was a very righteous man, extremely righteous. People try to find bad things about him. There's no sins written about him. Obviously, everyone sins, but there's no recorded sins on him. He's a very righteous man. It took 3 weeks for him, so we're probably not as righteous as he was. He was very holy. But expect it. Expect it. It'll come. It might even come like 4 weeks later. So Yahweh loves it when we have faith in him. He loves it when we believe and have faith. He'll do it. So mark it on your calendars. 30 days later, he'll heal me. And he will, or maybe even sooner. Matthew 14:14. When he went ashore, he saw a large crowd and felt compassion on them and healed the sick. So be determined not to give up in prayer for the healing. It could take 3 to 6 months of continued prayer, but never give up. Have huge faith, because Yah loves those who have faith. When you earnestly pray for with the heartfelt deep conviction and pleading, Yah will answer you. He's a loving Elohim. He has promised his healing. He wants you to be healed, but he wants you to come to him for healing. He doesn't want you to always go to the doctors. I'm not saying don't go to doctors, but go to Yahweh first. Don't go to natural remedies first. Go to Yahweh first. And truly believe and do not waver, and he will. And just remember, the squeaky wheel gets greased. The squeaky wheel. So be relentless and earnest in your prayers. And he will. I'm going to read Luke 18:1 about the widow. And so now Yeshua was telling the disciples a parable to make the point that at all times that ought to pray and not to give up and lose heart, saying, in a certain city there was a judge who did not fear Yahweh and had no respect for man. There was a desperate widow in the city, and she kept coming to him and saying, give me justice and legal protection from my adversary. For a time he would not, but later he said to himself, even though I do not fear Yah nor respect man, yet because this widow continues to bother me, I will give her justice and legal protection. Otherwise, by continually coming to me, she is an intolerable annoyance and will wear me out. Then Elohim said, listen to what the unjust says, and will not our just Yah defend and avenge his elect, who cry out to him day and night? Will he delay in providing justice on their behalf? I tell you that he will defend and avenge them quickly. However, when the Son of Man comes, will he find this kind of persistent faith on earth? So Yah is looking for this persistent faith right now. He's looking for us to be persistent in our prayers. And we will get answered, and trust in him. And so I know this one woman, she prayed for healing every hour on the hour. She prayed for every hour on the hour for 24 hours straight and received healing. She was persistent. And that's the kind of faith that Yahweh is looking for. He's looking for people to have faith and trust. So I'm telling you to put this to the test. And another way you can do this is to put on sackcloth. But you can buy it at Walmart, brand new thing of sackcloth. Humble yourself by fasting all day, 24 hours without food and water, putting ashes on your face, and praying to Yahweh for 24 hours. And this puts your prayer on high. So, many people pray, in America, but not many people fast and pray. And so that, I believe, puts a priority on your prayer, because not that many people fast and pray, especially with sackcloth and ashes. And I believe if you do these steps and have this heartfelt compassion, the people can be prayed. And expect it and have big faith, and it will happen. And trust it. And watch my video. It's the first one, 22 Steps to Healing. And let me know how your prayers get answered. All right, thank you so much. May Yah pour out supernatural healing on you and bless you. In Yeshua's name I pray. Amen.